Welcome to Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. I am the Uncanny Omar, and today I get to announce 2 Marvel Omnis coming out next year. 1 reprint and 1 brand new omnibus. So, let's get started. This video is sponsored by Marvel Comics, so thank you to David Gabriel and the fine folks at Marvel for sending us information about these 2 Omnis coming out next year. Early next year. So before getting started, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, ring that bell for notifications. All of that helps with our YouTube algorithm and our channel keep growing. Share the video by all means, please, and thank you to the folks that have shared the videos. Stay away from the comment section to be surprised. And then afterwards, by all means, let us know what you think, which covers you're going to get, and what you think about the mapping. All right, first things first. Let's go ahead and get this reprint out of the way. In February of 2023, it's crazy we're saying 2023. This was one of our most wanted, so it was voted in our top 20 most wanted Marvel Omnibus reprint poll. So you all made this happen. Marvel listened. Now you just gotta go and buy it. And tell your friends. Tell your friends to buy it. Because it is a great story. Believe me, you're gonna want to smash that like button after hearing this. Because coming in February of 2023, it is my pleasure to announce the new printing of Hulk, Planet Hulk Omnibus. That's right, it is coming back to print. So we are getting 2 different covers, because the first time it was printed, we only had 1 cover. Now we got 2 covers, a standard edition and a variant. So let's take a look at the standard edition cover. The standard edition cover is drawn by Jose Ladron. And Jose Ladron is the artist that supplied the covers for pretty much the entire Planet Hulk event. Now, let's take a look at the content. As always, I'll put a box down here, and that will show you what the content is, so you can look at it with me. Collecting Fantastic Four, 533 to 535, Incredible Hulk 88 to 105, that's when it was renumbered back in the year 2000, so that's why we have these numbers of 88 through 105, Giant Size Hulk number 1, What If Planet Hulk number 1, Planet Hulk Gladiator Guidebook number 1, material from New Avengers The Illuminati number 1, that's pretty much what kicks off Planet Hulk, and Amazing Fantasy number 15, which is the first appearance of Amadeus Cho, who will play a huge role in Hulk's life. So before talking about this and who all was involved in this particular story, let's take a look at the direct market cover. So here we're looking at the direct market cover, also drawn by Jose Ladron. And like I mentioned, he was the artist on the covers of the Planet Hulk event. So you also have the art, the internal artwork of Kao Cha, Carlo Pagulayan, Mike McCone, Juan Santa Cruz, Aaron Lopresti, and all of this, most of this is written by Greg Pak. Greg Pak wrote pretty much Planet Hulk, but that was preceded, of course, by Daniel Way's prelude to Planet Hulk, and also J. Michael Straczynski, he wrote the Fantastic Four issues, and that had artwork by Mike McCone. Those issues is where you see the Hulk just rampage a city. So the Illuminati, made up of Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic, Professor Xavier, Black Bolt, Iron Man, at the time, decided, hey, you know, Hulk is too big of a risk. He has damaged enough buildings. He's, accidentally hurt people. It's time we get rid of him. So what do? They put him on a ship to go and live a peaceful life on a planet all by himself. However, Hulk wakes up before he's supposed to and damages the ship, and hey, he lands on another planet, and so begins the saga of Planet Hulk. It's one of my favorite Hulk stories, and I'm glad to see it come back to print. I'm glad to see it that you all voted for it and made it into our top 20. So you get to see and experience this masterpiece. A lot of this was, of course, borrowed heavily for the Thor Ragnarok movie, especially the gladiator scene. However, in the book, it's a surprise who he fights, and it's not Thor. Now, let's talk about this brand new omnibus that is coming out. This is a classic character. I see a lot of comments like, what about all the classic characters? What about all these characters that made up the Silver Age, the Bronze Age. We have so many modern runs, and it's true. But I think, there's a balance there. We have a lot of modern characters getting their Omnis, and we have a lot of classic characters. So it always makes me happy when we go back and forth, back and forth. So it is my pleasure to get to announce, for the very first time, Adam Warlock Omnibus coming out in April of 2023. Now, let's take a look at the Standard Edition cover. This is the Standard Edition cover that is drawn by Gil Kane, and this is the one that's going to be available everywhere. So before going any further and looking at the direct market cover, let's take a look at the content of this omnibus. So he kicks off with his first appearance, Fantastic Four, 66 and 67. That's back when he was known as just him. He didn't have the name Adam Warlock, but that was when he was created by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. And then they took that story, because he wasn't utilized that much in those two issues, and moved it over to Thor. So Thor 165 and 166 are in here. Marvel Premiere number 1 and 2. Marvel Premiere number 1 is where he actually got the name Adam Warlock. And then Warlock 1 through 15, so the entire series is in here. That's the series that started in 1972, and I'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. Incredible Hulk 176 through 178, annual number 6 of Incredible Hulk, Strange Tales number 178 to 181, Marvel Team Up number 55, Avengers annual number 7, Marvel 2 and 161 through 63, that's the introduction of her, if I'm not mistaken, and Marvel 2 and 1 annual number 2. Now, let's take a look at the direct market cover. So this direct market cover is provided by Jim Starlin, the creator really behind a lot of the things that we are familiar with when it comes to the character of Warlock. In this particular omnibus, like I mentioned, you have the writings of Stan Lee, but you also have Roy Thomas, Mike Friedrich, Jerry Conway, Bill Mantlo, Mark Grunwald, and starting with Strange Tales 178, which leads into issue number 9 of Warlock, you get Jim Starlin. Now, Jim Starlin is also an artist, so he drew issue number 9 all the way to the ending with issue number 15 of Warlock, but you also have the artwork in here of Gil Kane, John Buscema, William Robert Brown, Herb Trampe, John Byrne, and Steve Leialoha, and who also actually started co-plotting with Jim Starlin towards the later part of that run. So yeah, the series stopped at issue number 8 for a little bit, and then it came back with a story, which Strange Tales. And in Strange Tales, we started getting some new ideas that Jim Starlin had, so much so that they revamped the series with issue number 9. And then we got the whole MAGA saga. And even when those stories didn't really get to finish, he did get to finish a lot of those story arcs through the pages of Avengers Annual 7, Marvel 2 and the 2 and 1 Annual number 2, and Team Up number 55. So I'm glad that, this is everything. This is all the classic stuff. I know that we've had Marvel Masterworks of this release before, and the way that I originally read them were reprints back in the early 90s during the Infinity Gauntlet, when this character named Adam Warlock showed back up. They started reprinting a lot of his early appearances in single issues, and that is the way I read it. So I'm very happy that this is finally getting an omnibus. It's one of those characters that has been around for a long time, and much like Captain Marvel, or Marvel, the classic Captain Marvel, I think it was due time that we get an omnibus of him. And that might be because there is a rumor that this character is appearing in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I think is what they're calling it, the movie. But who knows? But that's it. Let me know in the comments down below which book you plan to pre-order if you missed out on Planet Hulk and this is your chance of getting it, or if you've been waiting years for an Adam Warlock Omnibus, and if you hope to see Adam Warlock, well, it was just called Warlock in the Infinity Watch Omnibus one day. I would love to know all those comments down below, which cover you're going to get, and if you have any more questions. Thank you again to David Gabriel and the fine folks at Marvel for letting us know about these Omnis coming out next year. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.